So welcome. I am so excited to be here with one of my dearest, closest, coolest friends, clients, people in the community. Lisa is here, and I just want to say thank you for taking the time to be here. And the last time we were talking, you were launching your intro event, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you bring women together for this incredible intro event. Like, give me a quick update before we dive into some really great things that Lisa has to share with us. But give me an update on how'd that event go?
Yeah, so thank you for having me, and I'm so excited to tell you. So you had said to me when I was telling you about the event, what's your biggest and wildest dream? And I said that it will sell out, and I'm going to make my first offer. So the event is now turning into my lead magnet, and I charge for the event. So I sold out the event, and I did a lot of soul searching on that, really clear on who my ideal client is, what my niche was, just everything you've taught us, right? Did the work, sold it out, and then found the courage and got really centered in I enrolled myself in myself, and then I enrolled themselves into the program, right? So I knew what I had to offer makes a difference and has tremendous impact on these women's lives. So I made my first live offer basically from the stage, right? So in the workshop, I made an offer for a 4-month program to get people from now until New Year's so that they don't get lost in their lives, and not, just let things go. And I had a 50% conversion rate in the actual workshop, which I think is tremendous for my first time. I was so excited.
Well, let's see. It's tremendous no matter what time it is. But certainly for your first time, it's tremendous as well.
So I did that. And then what happened, Melinda, which was so cool, is I was doing the follow-up from the event with the folks that enrolled. Like, why did you say yes? What you teach us, what made you say yes? And in that process, one of them actually upped into a private package, and I sold my first solo coaching package, my first $10,000 package.
Woohoo! Oh my gosh, Lisa, I'm so thrilled for you. So excited for you. So excited for your clients.
Yes, me too.
They're about to experience with you. But that was so awesome because we were talking and you were so nervous about, oh my gosh, I'm about to launch this event, and will anybody show up? I hope they come. And I know I go through that too, right? You get nervous right before and you're like, oh, please let somebody show up. And you sell out. You have a great event, 50% conversion, and somebody says yes to your, and this is your first ever coaching package at that degree, right? So it's not just the first offer that you've made, but the first time offering this package as well. So you had like a lot of first times going on there.
Yeah.
Honey, well done.
Thank you.
Done.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I want to, let's kind of rewind for a couple of moments, if you will, with me. We won't go here too much because I really love the spot that you're in right now. Yeah. But think back, like before we ever met, just kind of take us back to what was your business like? What was your life like back then? What was that? What was it for you?
Well, without boring you with too much detail, right? You know my story, but for those people that are listening to us, I think the key points are this. I was at a corporation for 21 years, and I was very much recognized, rewarded for the contributions I made. I made a very good salary, but my soul inside, I was just dying. I mean, my health was a mess. My heart was a mess. My life was a mess. And there's so much here to the story, but my mom was terminally ill. And I decided that the most important thing for me at that point in my life was to be with my mom and to take this big leap of faith to the unknown of what's going to happen. And I left the security of a corporate job and spent the time with my mom before she passed.
And how long was that period of you kind of grappling with taking that leap of faith?
Oh my gosh. I mean, off and on for at least 7 years. I mean, there was a lot of security and safety, and I loved the people I worked with, but I wasn't lit up inside the work I was doing, right? And so there was this balance of safety, security, people I love, and then just, I think what happened is for me, that I'll call it that 7-year window was, I kept ignoring my soul's calling, and I kept stuffing my feelings and my discontent with food. And I think I shared with you, I was 100 pounds overweight when I left. And I've, taken 85 of those pounds off by following my, my true calling in the midst of, which is chaos when you become a first-time entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So
You don't know what you don't know.
oh no, you
Like
don't.
really all you know is that I'm passionate about this thing. I
Yep.
feel like this is what I'm supposed to do, what I'm meant
Hmm.
to do, what
Yep.
I'm born to do this. Right. And that's about
Yeah.
as the extent as we
Yes.
know in that point. And then like from that inspiration, like you said, it's a leap of faith right there, because you can't
Totally.
plan everything out and then take the leap. It's the
Yeah.
other way around.
Yeah.
So
I
you
tried to
said,
plan it many, many times. That whole side hustle thing that people
yeah,
talk about, that didn't work for me. I was very busy and traveled all the time. And, there was no time for a side hustle. It was
yeah.
work and family. Yeah.
And it can get exhaustive as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And what was like this lifestyle that you had created? Because I
Hmm.
also imagine, a very similar situation. From the outside looking in, everybody thought, oh, what a great world that is.
Yep. Yep.
Did you have that experience?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I ran events across the globe. I've been to Monte Carlo. I've been to Hawaii. I've done all kinds of amazing things in great places. And people were like, wow, that's just such an awesome thing.
Yeah.
And it was very draining too. And then what happened is, because I was, getting results through myself and the team that I led, more and more work came, more responsibility, scope out, right? And it just, I was working 24/7. And I always used to say, this is the hardest I've ever worked. Now, being an entrepreneur, I have a different lens now, right? But it's for whole different reasons.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was very unhealthy and just in toxic, Groundhog Day. Yeah.
And to the extent that you want to, I know you just shared a few moments ago, you took that leap of faith and you were
Mhm.
with your mom as she passed
Mhm.
away. And so tell me a little bit about that. Like you knew that she was not doing well in her
Right.
health, and that played a part in your leap of faith.
I think it's what gave me, my honest to God, the leap of faith I needed.
Mm.
Because what happened was, I was working so much, I would get bronchitis, and my bronchitis would last for 3 to 6 months.
Oh,
And my mom had a lung disease, so I could not be with her when I was that sick, because I would basically kill her.
yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to be with my mom.
Wow.
And I knew that, well, I took a lot of steps before the leap of faith, right, to get really clear. But when I took that leap of faith, I knew that it was the best for me, my family, and my mom. Yeah.
Mm.
My daughter and my husband, everybody involved would be better, And
And
actually, the people that are in that job that I left are doing better too, because they got a chance to grow, right? I mean,
right.
everybody grows.
Yeah, yeah. And that's when we have those leap of faith moments, like um it's interesting how when we take ourselves higher, we take everybody else higher around
Totally.
us. Like
Yeah,
that always happens.
it
And
does.
when you know your why, and your
Hmm.
why is super crystal clear, super high value, like your mom, it's like, no, like this is it. I have no other option. It's like that's what it comes down to.
Yep.
It's like I have no other choice. I have to do this thing I could not have imagined doing.
Hmm.
And you
Yep.
take that leap of faith. And
Yeah.
then the universe corresponds to your dream and support.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but at the time when I left, I thought, I'll just be a consultant, right? I have HR background. I have marketing background. I'll just get some side gigs. And what started happening was the universe conspired, as we know it does, and coaching clients started showing up. And I kept looking for people to refer them to, because I'm like, I'm not a coach.
Oh,
I
interesting.
don't
You
coach
haven't
people.
told me this.
Yeah. 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 And so I kept talking to people, trying to figure out my brand and what I was going to do with myself. And they're like, you've been coaching your entire life. You were born to coach. What in the world are you doing? So I was in my own way with that too, right? Just this like limiting belief mental block.
Yeah.
And that was another leap of faith, to just say yes to coaching and start doing it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as you take that step,
Mm-hmm.
things start corresponding. Interestingly enough, before you take that step, the universe is like, all right, I'm hanging out waiting for you. I'm ready when you are. And
Yep.
it's like unending patience on the universe part. But once you take that step, it all starts.
It's so fast when you're in line with what I would say is your divine calling, or like your true soul's purpose, which is the work I do now, right? Like it happens so fast. You're just like, oh my gosh, why did I wait so long? Because it's like dominoes. Yeah. In a good way.
And it's so interesting. Like a lot of times I have these conversations with coaches that are just getting started, or like they're like, oh God, I really would love to do that. Or like you, they're in this job that's like, it's good, but not so much. And I
Yeah.
want to get out. I want to go to do my own thing. And they're on the side of have not yet done it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking forward, trying to see how it's possible.
Yeah.
And having that conversation from having, oh my gosh, 20s of thousands of coaches that we've supported in this, and trying to describe what the pattern, they're like, I just don't think that's it. I don't think that's going to happen. It's like, yes, that's exactly how it happens.
Mm-hmm.
When you take that step, the universe corresponds. And there's so much trust in yourself in that spot.
Yeah.
So much trust in the universe, so much trust in everything around you, because it's scary.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I woke up the day I said, okay, I formed my business. I went to Starbucks with my husband to like put our business plan together and really talk it through. And I got such a migraine at Starbucks with anxiety and like, what in the world did I do? I had to go home. And then I called a dear friend who was giving me some advice and said, oh, good. You're all in. If you got the migraine, it means you get the impact that's about to happen. Like you just gave up all your security. And you're about to go step into your power and like figure this out. And I'm glad you got the migraine, because now I'm not going to worry about you. It means you get it. And I went,
wow.
Oh,
you picked the right person to call.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You know, there's other people like, well, you could just go back, you know, just call them up. But no, we're going.
It's like, no, you're all in. And that's what it takes, is all in.
Yeah.
And all in does not mean you know anything. All in just means I'm here and I'm showing up, and I will continue to show up every moment of every day. Yeah. And it really is, for that startup entrepreneur, it's that one moment at a time, one day at a time, sometimes one breath at a time. And you just keep taking those steps. So now you've taken the leap of faith. Mm-hmm. And now what was it? Because you and I met, when did we meet? Time is like...
Well, I went to boot camp, right? And I think like boot camp, really, I had my husband go. So, you know,
that's right.
I was like, babe, I'm busy working. Can you set up my system? Right. And he was like, okay, honey, I got you up, but I'm not doing enrollment conversations. You need to go listen to Melinda, because this stuff is gold. And everything she's saying, I know you know, but you don't know it this way. And I was like, I got to go to boot camp now. I'm so busy. Right. So it's quite the joke in our house.
Yeah, that's right. I had totally forgot that your guy was the one who we were interacting. I knew him way before I knew you.
Exactly. Yeah, Randy, my husband, Randy. He made it all happen. Yeah.
Thank you, Randy.
I know. I say that too.
Yeah, so we met at boot camp, or Randy and I met at boot camp, and then eventually you and I, we all met. So now take us through that point. What was it that had you say yes? You know, because it's not necessarily about boot camp, but there's a step that you take for yourself in your business, and boot camp represents that step, right?
Yeah.
But what was that had you say, I got to do this?
Yeah. So I think I'm a real unique story for you, in that the reason I said yes is I had multiple systems in place that Randy was trying to keep together as I was launching these events I was doing. Yeah. And so because I have a systems background and a marketing background and events background, I saw the console and was like, I could use this for registration, payment, communication, exquisite client care. Like I saw a system. I didn't even see boot camp, obviously, because I sent him. I saw the system and I was like, oh, well, this is how I talk. Oh, to the MG, I want that now. And there was a business partner I had at the time who was like, I'm not investing in any systems. If you're doing it for yourself. And I did it for myself. So we invested, and we really just thought, we'll get out of all this like Eventbrite stuff and Cvent this and, you know, Google Docs. And we just wanted everything in one spot. And what happened is the boot camp came with it. Right. And then Randy was like, hey, babe, everything Melinda's doing and talking about is like what you know at the corporate side, but now it's about this business you're building. So go make the time and go listen and do. And I did. And I was, I didn't buy it for the boot camp. I bought it for the system. And the boot camp is what shifted everything. I mean, everything for me. It's huge, the impact that boot camp had on us.
Tell me one thing that really stood out for you.
The thing that stood out for me early on in the boot camp was just the methodology, the process. You have how much really goes into it. So at a corporate side, I had 17 people indirectly. Sometimes I had a massive team underneath all of the work that I was bringing forward, but now it's just me. And I had like shiny object syndrome and overwhelm, and I didn't have like a step-by-step. And what you guys do in boot camp is amazing as far as just breaking it down in small incremental steps so that you actually build on it. And then you can actually go further, which is everything I've done with you guys since I started. So yeah, I think the step-by-step and the small pieces so that it's actually something you can take action on today, because you can do it right now. You don't have to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then as a result of this, like you've already shared, it's kind of how we started the call. As a result of this, you launched an event, kind of an intro event as an in-person lead magnet, right?
Yep.
So you launch that, sells out. 50% conversion to your 4-month coaching package.
Yep.
Upsell to a $10,000 package, your first ever.
Yep.
All of those, by the way, are first evers. And so that's some of the results. Tell me about some of the, what I call the intrinsic results, right? Because there's the external, like those are the external, new clients, new revenue, new package, like all that, right? Tell me about the intrinsic, the internal, the feeling, like how you're showing up as a woman.
Oh my gosh. I feel so free to be me. I can't even tell you. So some of the work that I do is very corporate, right? And I coach executives all the time about living in corporate and being their best selves inside a corporation. What I have also done is I've taken this framework for women, like to really bring them forward as their best selves. And so what your question is, how am I showing up as me, and what is the intrinsic? My relationship with my husband is amazing now. He's so supportive, and I feel so held and supported through this process. Like it's rekindled something in our relationship because, well, he got his wife back, and then he just wants more of his wife back, and he's more supportive. So it's amazing. I get to spend time with my daughter now, and I pick her up from school, and I take her places,
How
for
old's your
field
daughter?
trips. She's 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's in first grade right now, and it's everything to me. And I went through a 7-year infertility struggle. Okay. And I did not have my daughter to not be there. And that was one of my big aches inside that I wasn't dealing with at corporate, right? It was just, so I'm thrilled with that. Yeah. My ideal client on the women's side right now are people that were me a few years ago, and I can see it in their eyes and I can feel it in their heart. And it is such an honor to hold space for them and to bear witness to their truth telling, which is what happens through the programs I go to, where you tell yourself the truth, what really matters to you, right? And so, yeah, I mean, I dyed my hair rainbow for a while. I dyed my hair dark. When you met me, I was a brunette.
I
right?
know.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I mean, but I was a brunette when you met me. And part of the grief process and part of the unshedding, what do we call ourselves? There's a phrase about, ex-corporate people, right? Like when you're just trying to find out who you are.
Yeah.
I pierced my nose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not in corporate. Like, no way, I don't want to be judges. And I'm just in me. And it's awesome. And I feel good when I wake up in the morning because I get to choose, and I feel in control of how I spend my time and who I associate with. So it's been extremely liberating.
Beautiful. Well, you have a beautiful journey, both with your business and your life. And I want to thank you for coming here and letting us take a little peek back behind things. And you're just beginning, right? And it just keeps getting better from here. It just keeps getting better from here. So if you were to encounter a startup coach or somebody maybe in a similar spot where they have a job, it's a good job, good pay, not quite lighten up their soul, and not like if somebody's in that spot, what, like you called your friend, right? And they called you, what would you tell them?
You're saying the question is if someone was like, I'm talking to my old self, someone in that certain
You're talking to your old self. Yep. You're talking to somebody else that's in a similar situation, and they want to make that leap of faith. They want to have their own business. They want to do this thing they know they're meant to do. Fear is loud. Overwhelm is loud. All of that is going on. Like, what would you tell them? How would you guide them?
I think, well, listen, I'm a huge fan of what you guys do. It's changed my life. And I have friends in that situation right now. And here's what I tell them, go join the coaching lifestyle. Start there, right? Go download the blueprint. Go look at all the free resources they have. Get in the boot camp, buy the console, like all in, go. Because the thing is that it's not the console, right? It's the console plus. Like, you guys are not a software company. You guys are a wholehearted tribe of people that believe in being of service to others and making it as easy as possible for coaches to do their best work and have all that automation and all of the exquisite client care behind them. And I would say go all in. Like, the advice I give is this, what I'm giving now. It's join boot camp, buy the console, and be a part of this community. If I had done this on my own, I still would be in the space. There's no way. Melinda, you know, that's why you do this.
Yeah.
What you guys do is life-changing, and it helps people who want to be of service in their highest and best, and not at the expense of themselves, right? Like I said, I enrolled myself into myself. That was because of what you guys gave us. I could see the path now. So I was like, okay, Lisa, step into it and go, right? And so my advice is, take advantage of everything you guys have to offer and put yourself on your own agenda. You have something to give this world, and go do it. Don't waste any time.
I love that.
And don't do it alone.
No, it's not possible. It really, I mean, I will say this, it is doable. It takes forever. It's exhaustive. There's a lot of consequences. You can create some success. It's not sustainable usually. And it's just way more fun doing it together.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Fun is a core value I have. And when I'm with you guys and I'm with the community, with, the friends I've made through this process, I am having fun. Yeah. And I have a lot of stuff automated now, so I have time for fun.
And now you have more fun. And now you and Randy get to do more and stuff. You and your daughter get to do more stuff. And that's really why we do this, right? That's what I say all the time. Create the business beyond your wildest dreams so you can live the lifestyle beyond your wildest dreams. And you've done such a beautiful job. And it has been an honor to support you and Randy along the way. So thank you again for joining me and being here. And I so appreciate you and appreciate your courage to just every day keep doing the thing you need to do and putting yourself out there and being a part of this community. So thank you, Lisa.
Oh, thank you, Melinda. Yeah, I will close with this and say, when my mom passed away, I wasn't sure how I could keep her legacy alive. And I had a mentor, who was in my life for 20 years. And a lot of what I've learned was from her. And I got really clear that for me to bring forward, I'm basically standing on their shoulders. And I'm so grateful for what you guys have created for me, because I get to honor my mom and my mentor through how I show up now, because I'm confident, supported. I've got my systems in place. I've checked all of my, limiting beliefs at the door, and I'm stepping into, not only myself, but everything that they gave to me. So their legacy lives on. And I'm deeply, deeply grateful and honored to even have a chance to share my experience with others. They say yes to themselves, because it's totally worth it.
Yeah, it is. I wholeheartedly agree. And for those listening in, if you are ready to say yes to yourself and your dream, you can click the link below. It'll take you to everything you need to know to get you on that path that Lisa's been talking about. There's no time better than right now to take that first step. And that's all you have to take, is the first step. We'll guide you along the way. We've got the community, the support, the resources, everything you need so that you can live your legacy, so that you can do your best work and live your best life. That's what we're here for, right? So Lisa, thank you again so much. I so deeply appreciate it. And I can't wait to hear your next brags and celebrations about whatever else you're creating in your business.
Thanks, Melinda.
All right. Bye for now, everybody.
Take good care.